My name is Collin Benoit. My tag is Time Bones. I'm currently ranked number 8 in North Carolina, and I've been playing this game for 5 years. I think that probably covers at least the basics. Within the last year, I've been to Oakland, California. I've been to Detroit, to Canada. We were in Ontario for Get On My Level. Went to CEO, which is in Daytona Beach, and went to SmashCon, which is in Duluth, Virginia. And in 2 weeks, I'll be in Indiana for Full Bloom. So I've got a busy schedule lined up for the next 5 weeks. Because next week is NT Ultra. I'm looking forward to that. You know, we haven't had a big tournament in North Carolina in a while. And my last NC tournament went very well for me. I got 5th out of like 130 people, something like that. I don't remember the exact entrant count, but definitely over 100. I found Melee through the documentary, which that's how a lot of people found Melee around my time in 2014. And you know, I was just like, oh, I remember playing that game. I'll pick it up. This is my baby, my CRT, my OEV 143. I got it at a medical auction in Charlotte, I think like 2 years ago. You'll see if I pull it out here. It says, please keep in sub-sterile room 2. It hasn't been in a sterile room in a while, but yeah, so this is my CRT. The thing about the Melee community is we have to play on CRTs for the most part, especially at like local events, because they just have less lag. You know, if I were to hook this Wii up to like one of these monitors right here, it'd take like an extra few frames to render the picture on the screen. I do QA testing for an AV company that's around here, Extron. I got my degree in computer science, so it was kind of just like the next natural step. And it's been hard, but also easy. Like learning how to play Melee competitively and, you know, have a full-time job. Because, you know, I can make all the events for the most part. I can go anywhere I want, but it's hard to just practice after, you know, a long day at the office or whatever. But it's something that I just do. Like, it's worth it in the end for the win. For just to be the best, yeah, you definitely have to be obsessed. You definitely have to put in a crazy amount of time that it's just like, alright, I mean, these skills aren't going to transfer over, but, you know, that's what a hobby is. What it is it's an arm race for that 60th of a second to do something, to control my character in spaces where they don't expect me to be able to do certain options. When I was in middle school, when I was in early high school, I was just like super, super antisocial. You know, I didn't know how to talk to people or anything like that. I told these long, rambling stories that were awful and no one cared. I was just, you know, kind of a nerd, a loser. Which, I mean, you know, kids in general are at that age, I'm sure. But, and everyone looking back thinks, oh man, that kid in the past didn't know what he was talking about, he didn't know what he was doing, he was so awkward, whatever. But I feel like Melee in general has really helped me just, like, break out of my shell, I guess. The Smash community as a whole, I think, is generally perceived as, like, the competitive scene, I mean, is generally perceived as either, you know, these hardcore nerds that sit in their basement and play this game for 12 hours a day, which, you know, some of us are. I'm not. I don't think I am. But, you know, there are definitely people that super grind the game and play the game a lot. It's either that or, you know, we're a bunch of kids, which I think is maybe a little more accurate for Smash Bros. Ultimate since there's so many new players, but for Melee, you know, everyone's college age for the most part, at least. A lot of adults. You know, we've even got like some people with like kids that still play this game. So at least with my parents, you know, it's not like enemy number one or anything like that. They like seeing that I'm passionate about something. They like seeing that I'm putting, like, they're excited a lot more by me running tournaments and, you know, doing, I guess, more real world applicable stuff. Like, oh, he hosted an event with, you know, 100, 120, 130 people. And that's really cool. Like, no matter whether you play the game or something like that. That's an accomplishment. It's a little harder for the perspective of, oh, I beat this guy. You know, he's not top 100 in the world or anything. In fact, he's like number 6 in North Carolina or whatever. You know, that doesn't sound that impressive, but when you consider that number 6 in North Carolina has been playing this game for freaking 8 years or whatever, and he's really good. It's understandable why they wouldn't have that perspective, but yeah. Obviously they're a little less excited by that kind of stuff. I've had some bad tournaments, and I've had some rage. I've gotten mad at things I shouldn't be getting mad about, which I think at this point in time I've mostly quashed that. I stamped it out when I was embarrassed about how I acted around people. But for a while, it was definitely like, all right, you're putting too much self-worth into a game, into a hobby. Like, no matter what it was I'm doing, I should, if I'm not having fun, I should just be taking a break or doing something else for a while. And there were definitely, like, you know, times where it's like, all right, I'm taking out my anger at being bad at this really hard video game on people I care about. So, like I said, I think I've mostly squashed that out by this point, but it's tough sometimes. You definitely have to really care about the game to get good. And when I was trying to get really good, I 100% cared, but it's a balance to walk. And I had to learn, you know, what that balance was. I've got sort of North Carolina momentum going on right now, but I guess less general momentum because of the Maryland tournament. So we'll see how it goes. I've got high hopes, but you know, that can be a slow and insidious killer sometimes. I would never count any of these people out. I would never say, all right, I'm guaranteed to beat any of these people. That'd just be obnoxious, to be honest. But the pools are starting. It's that time where we're all going to be playing. There's Aiden. How many pools are there?
5 and 8. 8 pools.
8 pools? Alright. Gotcha. So there are 8 pools. And those are 8 round robin pools. So everyone in those pools are going to be playing each other. 5-man pools. So I'm about to play my sets. Looking forward to it. I feel like I've got a really good shot to make it out. Maybe even make it out 2 seed. I will not be winning my pool. I will tell you all that right now. Please don't get any unreasonable expectations.
hardest things to realize.
There's the lower seed, so I beat him. I should have. So now I play the 2 seed. So we'll see how it goes.
That was wild. Beat this. Looks like it was good for Ian now.
Let's go.
Oh. Oh my god, every time, dude. Unfortunately, the guy I am in competition with to get out of pools is about to take a game off the 1 seed. So that means I also need to beat the 1 seed to get out of pools. And that's not good. It's going to be really, really hard. He's really good versus my character, and it's going to be a stressful set. So there's a chance, but it's going to be really tough. That's about it.
Let's go, Collin.
Sucks. Kind of lost on the technicality, which really blows. But that's also the beauty of the game, is that I'll be back. I'll be playing. I'll keep going to more tournaments. I got something next week. I got something 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now. So you can shake them off by just attending more. But I'm not gonna lie, this one kind of hurts. It sucks. But that's really about it. You know, doesn't stop the training, doesn't stop the grind. So hopefully it turns out better next time.